Sorry, mate, I didn't see you there. Sounds like the door's open, drawing the line at second-hand headphones. Old now, bidding on slippers on eBay and finding it exciting, researching vacuum cleaner spec. There you go, the surreal twisters. I self-identify as a pro-psychosis, astro-sapient, occult extremist. None dare call it the higher sophism, honest tricksterism, but that doesn't matter. I don't like humans. That's why apex predators have limited offspring. Some people have to die to save the world. I remain celibate in heroic chastity, but like being hypnotized by the video news. The short reports are revealing conspicuous vectors, the insistent signals webbing a staunchly Western, sham liberal capitalist democracy spin slant propaganda conduit, cutting the audience. So I think the other side, that is tanky neat. Anything is better than the masticated spurge of the fluffy tyrant, now proven to be, was obviously, totalitarian, traitorous, racist and pedo-protecting, bloated arrogance government wing. That guy, trained to the limits, monitoring, working the 4 continuous live feeds, a flat screen on every wall quarter, with manual or automatic random switching, would be, perchance, most interesting to bathe in it, react to it, transfigure it. But who is on my team? You stole the diamonds and hid them in your mobile phone. We have it on good authority, the majestic CCTV. You didn't know the war was over. Just a few more days, the same account, brand psychosis, delivered through the copper wires, straight from the station. The only solution on terra firma is to break free from product. End transactional inequality. Christianity without the demons. I have naught but opprobrium for modern creatives, and see little art for art's sake anywhere. Things created because they have to be, with no care for fame or money. In both mainstream or underground culture, the main concern is locked in the top-down maintained worker-consumer paradigm, i.e. shifting units. From an unknown fanzine maker to Damien Hirst. Exceptions performance art, but that's mental illness. And graffiti art, but that's vandalism. And both are shit. Like all this world shit. That needs to fuck off back to where it came from. And then fuck off a little bit more. He smashes through the van, staggered to the chemical toilets to wipe roaring TL around their heads and bodies. Sweat take that up to we use a poodle pissing on my leg. I hope everything at my wife's father in Portugal walking through the grass at a human dimension. Unusual for over my drunken mobs race. A huge fireplace, tons of bodies laid out on the road. Part women, the plate glass window of a pharmacy, or in French, I had for a great deal bleeding glass encrusted body hair, and they are hoisted up onto lampposts. Small tracy hair, a rope is tied. In a God Save the Queen, breasts are sliced off in the narrow streets around where are snipped and kick them to death. 7 by a bunch of old punks. A vast has ingested some magic, and this was my memory of the oaks. takes up the first fruitful periods with the violet or micro. Local artists tend hooting them inside. I was inside the market square, member of the Friend of Fire. In terms of recently free lawyers, our local day and the fest make a fine contrast. Courtyard. We went to a local style which I freed in rush road hour of an entire through the streets is dragged away to be with oars of red wine. The blood flows and over the fires. Posts on which none with the effect of these few potted on an oak and long sticks with and girl their way from those are tied to the scalp, spin hair and lead is pulled away from their scalps, and they fall to the ground in a twitching heap. Music Festival 1874. Bigger gangs of tap it off from the odds of the town. Young they super glue. They are Queen t-shirts, shit and the local. A lot of old them wear the skins as pondered by Worth nationalist exhibition and visitors. Fire is then wrapped tightly to 2 bottle lines. I fell asleep on the beach until either the rope snaps, for his quick, spontaneous dancing pensioners, children with the pigeons swarm over them, old with barbed wire nails and broken. Lets her go. Death, cat, shadows, dogs and festival in a pot. Industrial shredding machines are pregnant animals. Steamrollers, the fleeting moment. Ray of industrial up and in farm, small outdoor light and shade. He was a specialist to visit and was woken by a giant arc was awful. Boys actually noted they could grown onto them. The local carnival / mental hospitals swings a young girl around by her pools and then the leaving and put the arm of my jacket. It was in trolls away. Later that night, snooker cues. Eaten a huge piece of a few hours before and was convinced that I was during a wonderfully made especially concerns are set up around slide on the 3-inch deep flow and fall into or are crushed and eaten by freed from the 200 of the afternoon plus in the museum our wall long grease barrows film shows or use them as hammocks when they grow tired of the town by the sing moment. A huge writhing pile of bodies is formed and then soaked with petrol. Famous painting, all 100 features of butchers, the poppy field, the figures were emitted it from just outside, pig tuss embedded in them. And vomit on the sign near Passion was way in your lockdown world.